Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I am going to show you how easy it is to transform a winter interest window box for the summer. Now I'm focusing on low maintenance. This is west facing. It's practically impossible to keep watered. So I always grow succulents in this window box through the summer season because they're really the only plants that won't suffer from my general neglect. So I want to just show you real quick. I did a demo of this in the winter when I was planting this for the cool season, but this is a really great window box design. It's all cedar so it doesn't rot, and my husband built this. I wish that I could tell you where to buy it, but yeah, it's custom. But what's so great about it is how easy it is to be able to take down and move, and it just sits on those pieces of wood. It's light enough that I can do this without any help. I like that when I don't have to ask for help. And so today I am going to focus on getting all of these cool season violas out because I just can't keep them watered. And I'm going to put in a collection of different succulent plants, including some mangaves, which I absolutely adore. If you're not familiar with mangaves, look them up immediately. They will totally change your life. Though they're not totally hardy here, they're great for the summer season, and I just stash them in my heated shed, and I've even brought a bunch in for the winter as my backdrop to use on Zoom because they're so beautiful, and again, they're so low maintenance. You cannot go wrong with any of the varieties of mangave. So I will just begin taking all of these violas out. Again, the viola season here is usually like October to April or May. So I'm right on schedule. They've done their job for a long period of time, and now it's the opportunity to grow something different. So you can see here I have a mix of some hardy sedum, which I planted last fall when I did the violas. That's going to stay. It just acts as a ground cover. And then I have the mix of tender succulents, things like graptopetalum and graptosedums, and then the mangaves spaced throughout. And so the final step for this is just to fill in the holes where the soil is missing. I'm just going to use this leftover soil from when I divided my potted mangaves, and I'll get it watered in, and then this will grow all summer long. I'll water it usually once a week, and I see this from my kitchen window. I see it when I sit on the back porch, and my appreciation for these succulents just increases every day. Now I am going to actually top dress this with some triple shred hardwood mulch. I don't always have mulch on hand, but the fact that I do today means that I can use it. And this isn't a totally necessary step, but I do think, especially for this, because this is such like all afternoon blazing sun, a little bit of mulch will help retain some moisture. These succulents don't need, to be constantly saturated, but they do benefit from not being completely dry. So the final step to make this window box complete is just to add some rocks. I love collecting rocks. When I used to travel, I always came home with rocks. And this is really just to kind of fill in some of the gaps and make it look extra interesting. This is, something that I like to do to most of my container plantings, just because I think, I don't know, these rocks remind me of past adventures, and I appreciate that. And I sometimes, like to position the rocks upright. And then I have these glass flowers, and I'm not sure if this is really the appropriate place, but I'm going to try them out here just to see if, if they add anything, any level of interest. If I don't like them, they're really easy to remove. These glass flowers have just come from Marshall's. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be used for, but I always use them in different container combos. Alright, the final step is to get this all watered in. you can see this container, this window box, is extremely well draining. And that's in part why it's so hard to keep it watered. And that's okay. This is ideal for this plant palette. I've learned over the years not to try and grow things that need, you know, tons and tons of water, because this isn't the location for that. So sometimes just working with the environment that you have is the very best decision for your success in the garden. Well, I hope this will inspire you to grow more succulents this season. They're low maintenance and so beautiful. They're ideal candidates for window boxes. I actually grow succulents both here in western exposure and out front in eastern or morning light. The succulents thrive in both conditions. So if you found this video to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to Breathe the Plant Lady. And thank you so much for watching. Some bonus footage. I thought I would just do a quick back patio tour for all of you because I grow a lot more than just succulents out here. So behind me, I actually have my carnivorous bog pot set up. And you can see these are in the shady corner of my west-facing back deck. And these are containers with no holes, and they are filled with native carnivorous plants, things like the pitcher plant, or Sarracenia, sundews, Venus flytraps. So I have positioned these here so I can, you know, enjoy them when I literally walk out my back door. They're also easy for me to be able to water. But then in the sunny half, the non-covered part, I have this wonderful fragrant jasmine. When you sit here at night, it just smells so good. Up here on my Foster Holly pot perch, I have replaced the boxwood with a pot of succulents. This pot has been planted for like, I don't know, 6 years. I haven't done anything to it. It's just that this is a spot, again, that I don't water regularly, and if we're not getting rain, you have to grow something here through the summer season that's really hardy, and especially that Senecio, which is like kind of taken over the pot, does really well. And then over to the window box that I just planted. This gets morning sun, but all day afternoon exposure. And so I think that looks really dynamic with the 3 focal pieces of the mangave, and then, you know, the graptopetalums filling in the gaps, and then hopefully that hardy sedum will just pop right up through the mulch, kind of fill in some open spaces. So I'm trying to utilize this back porch to maximize what I can grow, really the 2 extremes, from succulents that need almost no water to bog plants that want to actually be sitting in water. And so far, I think it's actually a really successful experiment.